that will move me straight to my next question. Since you are giving a brief history of the pedagogy, I want to find out if there are specific approaches that influence students' learning as far as pedagogy is concerned.
Yes. The answer is a big yes. There are three predominant pedagogical approaches, okay, that are used. The first one is called critical pedagogy. The second one is called dialogic pedagogy or dialogic learning. And then the third one is called student-centered pedagogy or student-centered learning pedagogy. Now, let me just briefly explain each of them. Now, critical pedagogy is actually deemed as both a pedagogical approach and also a social movement. This pedagogy basically asserts that educational practices are contested and shaped by a number of forces, namely history, and that schools are not politically neutral spaces, and that teaching in itself is political. Now, this critical pedagogy argues that because of the highly political nature of teaching and schooling as a whole, decisions regarding the curriculum, disciplinary practices, student examinations, and even the choice of textbooks that will be given to them to study, the language that teachers are supposed to be using to teach, etc., are all influenced by politics. Now, I'm sure that maybe there might be a follow-up question on this, on this tangent, because I think in this country we have seen that we have witnessed one government come in power and then giving out contracts for writing and printing textbooks, SHS textbooks, to some people who are, of course, party affiliates. And then we saw that government lose power, a different government came on board, and then they abrogated the contract and gave a new contract to another group of companies to now print different textbooks for the students to study. So this approach, the critical pedagogy approach, which basically insinuates that teaching in itself cannot be entirely divorced from politics. It's actually a very predominant view, and like the example I'm citing in Ghana, you can see how in the past, even the duration, for studying SHS program has been manipulated by political powers. That tells you that this theory is critical, because the extent to which political powers and figures are able to manipulate what students can learn and how long they should learn, it tells you that they can actually determine the ultimate outcome and destinies of the lives of these people. Whoever controls the textbooks that people can learn or should learn is controlling the circumference of the minds and the brains of the people. Whoever dictates the kind of information, the quantity and the quality of information that ought to be accessed at a point in time is certainly controlling the parameters of people's thinking. That is what is happening in this country.